And good day, everybody. Welcome back to Acid Switch. My name is Ceda, and I'm here with the lovely Hot Sauce Shaman, my wife. And we're back with another podcast, so we'll go ahead and get it started. Today, we are drinking a couple of our favorite drinks. I'm here with the truly watermelon cucumber I was raving about in the last video. And what do you got there?
I have my favorite, the mango chili. Every time I drink these, I just like them more. And
Yeah, let me move that. Sorry, it's a little bit high. It looked like. There you go.
okay, yeah, that's better.
What were you
Okay.
saying?
But yeah, these are the mango chili ones I was talking about last time, and they're really not like spicy, but they do have like a little hint of something, something. But yeah, they're really good. I could just drink these. I just need like a case of these.
That would be nice if they just had cases of these flavors. Like
Right.
I could really go for like a 6-pack of these. And yeah, I mean even that flavor is really good. It's so unique. It's got that like zest to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of kicking off the evening. I hope you guys have been well. I'm glad you guys have joined us for another podcast. The last one turned out a lot better than I expected. This time I have a few things lined up for us to talk about, but we'll get into that here in a little bit after we unwind just a bit. But everything's going well with us. We got the house well put together, and my wife got a bunch of plants to fill a lot of our rooms. So, what do you know the names of some of the plants you got?
Yeah. I have a polka dot begonia. Uh, uh, I have a couple of like tropical plants that are pretty. It's hard finding plants that are okay for both dogs and cats.
I was just gonna ask. Yeah, were there any in particular that were good for dog pet owners?
Like literally all
whatever?
of them. Like anytime I go to a store, a plant store, and there's a plant that I like, I just use the Google app and like take a picture of it, and then I'm like, okay, this is what this plant is. Let me Google to see if it's toxic or not. And like literally like 80%, 90% of the time, it's toxic to cats.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like all of plants are basically. So it's hard trying to find ones that you can have. But yeah, like there's even one up there right now that's not great for cats, or dogs. I think even people, like the sap can kind of irritate your skin. It's a fiddle leaf fig, and they're like super finicky. And I didn't know this when I bought it because my dad was with me and kind of was like, "Yeah, these are great. You should buy one." And but yeah, I didn't really know much about it when I got it, and then I did research, and I was like, "This is not great. I have to buy like distilled water for it, and it's just super finicky."
Picky. Yeah. But yeah, that one's in a room where the cat can't get to it anyway.
Yeah, it's like
so-
locked up all day.
or the dogs. But yeah, so that's not a huge deal.
Yeah, all the plants are up there now because of the sun. It's like not ideal for them to be downstairs, so all of my plants are in that room. So the cat can't get to any of them anyway.
Yeah, nice. So that was a fiddle. It was a fig.
Fiddle leaf fig plant, yeah.
Fiddle leaf.
Fiddle leaf fig.
Fiddle leaf fig.
Yes.
It's not good for animals, I guess.
Nope.
But like, do you know the names of a couple that are? I mean, pothos plants are good for like any.
Yeah.
Those are just like leafy plants that you can put those in a fish tank. Though I have some in my fish tank
Yeah.
just growing. But what were you?
Yeah, I have like the names of all the plants that I have upstairs, but they're just like long and I can't recall them off the top of my head. If I had the book with me, I would like be able to name all of them.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll just put like a clip in the video in front of us when it's playing, so they'll get to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the plants look really good. We have a ton of them now. It's really nice. I even have a couple indoor like tomatoes, sage, peppers, and just some things that I'm trying to grow too. So that's exciting with the warm weather coming up. Excuse me. That truly is hitting the spot though, for real. And these are nice and cold, fresh out the mini fridge right next to me. Anyway, before we get into anything much more, do you want to give anyone a shout out that you know? Anyone in your life that deserves a shout out or has done cool things for you, or just kind of just been a cool person to have around? Don't use their last name, obviously, but if you got anyone you're trying to give a shout out to?
Shout out the family, I guess. It's Mother's Day coming up. Shout out
Yeah.
my mom. Shout out my grandma. Hope everyone has a great Mother's Day. I think we're going to go to the Chalk Walk in Mount Vernon. I believe that's on Sunday, so that should be fun. I'm excited. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Probably the one day this week that's not going to rain.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing too. But yeah, no, shout out to the moms. Like, do you have any advice to like young mothers out there, or like just young women out there at all, off the top of your head, that you'd like to share with the world before we get into any of what I have lined up or anything?
I mean, not necessarily. It's kind of a crazy time right now with the whole Roe v. Wade thing, and just keep close to your women friends, because I think right now more than ever we just need to support each other.
Yeah, no, I mean that's really good, I would say.
I also have the name of the plant that is that I have upstairs that I really like. It's a Stromanth Triostar. It's like the one that's like kind of variated with like the reddish leaves and stuff. It's really pretty. It's like got pink undersides too.
Nice.
I have 2 of those. Those are really pretty.
Yeah, there's a bunch of dope ones up there. Well, I suppose we might as well just start with a Reddit thread, just kind of get things kicked off with that. So I was just kind of surfing earlier, and one that I found was the question, what is the biggest scam in life that no one wants to admit? So let's see what's popping off in here, see what we think about that. So click here to unsubscribe to this email notification. Do you think that's cap, or do you think that's a scam? Do you think that's real? I feel like that's real. The click here to unsubscribe from this email button, because I feel like I've done that and it's worked.
I feel like I've done that and it's worked.
This person, yeah, but this person's saying that like
maybe it just depends.
Right. I wonder, or maybe I don't know. I'm sure your information's connected to multiple things besides just that one
True.
thing that's like trying to contact you. But now I feel like it works. I don't know. I don't really agree with that, but it's pretty high up on here, surprisingly. Let's see here.
I probably need to do that with more emails, because my inbox is just full of emails from every department store named to Earth.
Right. No, yeah, I feel that. Claw machines and arcades is one of them.
Okay.
I mean, I would say
Scam.
yes. I'd say most of those are scams. They're not like very strong, as far as like most of the time they can't even lift what they're supposed to be able to lift.
Yeah.
This person put as one of the huge scams that we've most likely heard in our life, our mom telling us, "Tell me the truth and I won't be mad." At some point in our life, that might have happened, and they may have been mad afterwards.
I feel like anytime anyone says that, it's like, just tell me the truth and I'm not going to be mad. It's like,
They won't be mad outwardly, like to your
they're
face.
going to be a little bit
But they'll
upset.
probably be upset. They probably just know what's coming, so they just
They've
want to hear it.
And I feel like most of the time someone says that to you, they already know. Because
Yeah.
it's like,
That's exactly. Let's see here. They put on Reddit awards. It's not really a scam. I mean, it's a reward system. That's funny though. I mean, sure. I guess it's like pointless, but it doesn't have value. But yeah, it's not really a scam. Aside from people putting fake stories just for the clout.
right.
Let's check out another one here. How was your day today, though? Otherwise, before I get this next one pulled up.
It was pretty good. I
That's
have
good.
tomorrow off, so I'm actually going to replant some of my plants, and I have some baby plants that need to be potted, so looking forward to that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that sounds nice. A day off is always nice and well deserved. I know we've been working pretty hard. What was I gonna say? I had a fantastic day. The last 2 days in a row, I've handled the chinchillas in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And I have the bad habit of rubbing my eye or touching my eye after I give them a dust bath.
Oh no.
And so I did that like the last 2 days in a row, and then like the rest of my day was pretty much ruined because I had to like work, or I was working after that, so I just had like irritated eye like the last 2 days. But today I didn't do that, so
sucks.
I would say today was a lot better because of that. Most definitely.
Yeah. You need to remind yourself to not do that.
Yeah, well, it's hard. I mean, yeah, they don't really like seem messy or anything, so
No.
you put them back and kind of like forget to like wash your hands and stuff. They're so clean. It was Chilla's birthday on the 5th too. Happy birthday, Chinchilla. He was in my last video that I posted most recently.
Yep.
Anyway, I got another thread here. It's what 100% fact is the hardest to believe. So I am not fact checking these as I go. So hopefully these actually are facts.
At Reddit.
Yeah. It says, let's see. One of them is tarantulas keep tiny frogs as pets. And
That's adorable.
do you want to look up what that means?
I
Well,
just need to see what that looks like first of all.
you should look up what that
What does
means
that mean?
while I continue.
But like, yeah, what kind of?
But then the next 100% fact on the list is that only 6%, or pardon me, 6 people have survived rabies. And I believe that means total. I think I've heard that before. Rabies has a 99% mortality rate.
Oh, jeez.
That's very alarming. And I believe
That's very alarming.
enough people get it to where it's still like it's not uncommon for people to get it. I mean, they get it sometimes, I believe. There's enough water in Lake Superior to cover North and South America in water 1 foot deep. Now that does sound astonishing, but I wonder how many. I just wonder. I'm pretty sure that's like one of the, because I know it's one of the Great Lakes, but I think it's like one of the deepest, if not the deepest lake, something like that. That's pretty crazy though. Dragonflies accelerate up to 4 Gs and corner up to 9 Gs. That's crazy. Gs. Anything coming up for the tarantulas and frogs?
Yeah, there's a lot of articles about tarantulas just keeping frogs as pets. And here's the widespread mutualistic relationship between spiders and frogs benefits the frog by providing a ready food source in the form of spare prey that the tarantula brings in, and the frog provides a benefit to the tarantula by preying on insects like ants that would otherwise eat the spider's eggs, but which are too small for the spider to effectively capture.
Interesting.
So
I wonder if the spider eats the frog when it's done with, when it's tired of it. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that. Frogs are cute.
Frogs are super cute. I'm about to do a video with my frogs really soon. I'm about to redo their tank for the channel.
The present I got my mom for Mother's Day is frog themed. She loves frogs.
Yeah, everyone should love frogs. I mean, they're really like cool animals. They're super easy to keep as pets, and they're like clean also to keep as pets for the most part. They're not dirty animals, and amphibians are just cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean everybody kind of like grew up catching frogs. I'm sure at some point going to the creek or the pond or the lake and seeing tadpoles, catching them and frogs. You know, frogs are like they're definitely one of the goat animals that's not a goat.
I saw the cutest TikTok of someone leaving their mom's property, and I guess they have a bunch of frogs where they are, so the driveway will be kind of like littered with them, and so the mom will go out with a flashlight and a leaf blower and just kind of like stand in front of the car and like blow all the frogs out of the way so that none of them get hit. Like, that's such a mom thing to do.
That is pretty funny. Yeah. That's probably what I would do if there was like a ton of frogs. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be like, oh my gosh, there's so many. I don't want to run them over.
For real.
I couldn't stand that. Yeah, you guys will get to see my frogs soon, though. My tree frogs. Excuse me. Another 100% fact I see here is 1/6 of the world's living languages are only spoken in New Guinea. So 1/6 of all of the languages in the world are spoken in the tiny, I believe, country of New Guinea. It's like an island or country. And that's, there's like a bunch of different like untouched tribes there that like haven't met civilization, and there's like each village speaks a different language. It's pretty crazy. I've heard that before anyway, but that is a really interesting fact that I am aware is true. Let's see. President Jimmy Carter repelled into a nuclear reactor that was in partial meltdown to stop the meltdown and save Ottawa before he became president, of course. What?
What?
I need.
Excuse me.
I need to know if that's true.
I'm
Jimmy
Googling it
Carter
right now.
repelled into a nuclear reactor that was in partial meltdown to stop it. So he like repelled via rope or ladder, I'm sure, and like did something. What? Jimmy Carter, JC, Jesus Christ. That episode of King of the Hill where Jimmy Carter is like fixing houses for Habitat for Humanity, and Hank and them get to meet him, and Bobby thinks he's Jesus. You remember that?
Yeah.
That episode. Yeah, King of the Hill is a great show.
I love King of the Hill.
Yeah, we need to talk about King of the Hill sometime. We need to like binge a bunch of King of the Hill episodes and talk about that on here. And some of our feelings about some of those characters. They are very interesting, some of them.
Yeah.
But do you see anything about that at all? Or?
Yeah,
he did
did
that? Dang.
He was involved. I'm trying to find like specifically the story, but he definitely how Jimmy Carter saved a Canadian nuclear reactor after a meltdown.
Excuse me. That is very interesting.
He had a lot of
Very
jobs in his
interesting.
time, so
That is true. Yeah, he had a lot of jobs.
he was a peanut farmer.
Like Hank Hill respects him.
He was even
so.
a parole officer.
Oh, interesting. Jimmy Carter, JC, my man JC. Let's see.
Yeah.
From the time it was discovered to the time it was lost, to the time it lost its status as a planet, Pluto made it less than a third of the way around the sun. So it made a third of a year. Its year.
I can't think about anything just because of Rick and Morty, the Pluto episode.
It is a planet. God
it's
damn
a
it.
planet.
It is too. And then yeah, they're
Pluto
like
is a planet.
they're gassing Jerry up.
That's so funny.
He said, "It is a planet." Am I right? Hell no.
Oh gosh.
Let's see here. So this one I've heard before. A moose can dive underwater down to nearly 20 feet in search of food.
What?
I've heard that because one of the killer whales' like top prey items is moose, and people were like, "How do they ever eat moose?" And it's like
What?
moose swim a lot actually, and yeah, they can dive, and that's
Why don't
yeah.
we see pictures of moose swimming? I guess there's not
I've seen like some
photographers, just post
videos.
it up.
Oh, and then an interesting fact I see here that I could explain anyway. Mammoths were alive when the Great Pyramid was being built, and that's because there was an island, with an isolated amount or an isolated population of mammoths that survived to around like 3,000 or 4,000 years ago, which is when the pyramids were being built. So most of the mammoths died like 10,000 years ago, but this was called I think it was like Wrangel Island or something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah, so there were still mammoths around for like quite a while, and yeah, people have been around for a long, long time too. But when the pyramids were being built, most likely, you know, just around 3,000 or 4,000 years ago, there were still mammoths. I think that's really cool because that's really not that long ago at all.
It's not.
Like, yeah, I mean, a lot of other animals have gone extinct since then too. But
What if we could just have a mammoth size, or a mammoth that was the size of Birdie?
oh,
Walking around the house.
She is like a little mammoth.
She
though.
really is.
her fluff. Let's see. Sharks are older than the rings of Saturn. So that's because sharks have been around for millions and millions and millions of years. So that is interesting that before Saturn had its rings, there were sharks swimming around.
And some of them can be like, it's crazy to think that there's ocean creatures that are just hundreds of years old.
Yeah,
just
like
existing.
yeah,
currently.
that individual creature is like couple hundred years old.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Insane. We just need to learn how to evolve to live underwater so that we can live longer as a species.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah, it could be like living underwater and like not having bones or as many bones in your body or something. Who knows? That's really crazy.
It is.
This one says chainsaws were invented for childbirth and were hand cranked. And I've actually seen that before. It's like a small hand cranked chainsaw that looks like a tool that you'd use in like a kitchen. It looks like almost one of those like stirring those mixers you hand crank. But it's like a chainsaw.
Ew.
And it was invented for like C-sections, I believe.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah. And then it was later like motorized and perfected for cutting down trees.
Oh, dang.
I like how a lot of these I've actually heard before, but like they are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way, roughly by a factor of 10. Not after the derecho. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
That is pretty funny though. But no, that's interesting. I mean,
that number just goes down each year.
Could not imagine what that number even is.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Probably just go to another one for a moment. Or do you want to... Let's see here. We'll go to this audio, this reaction, this audio to react to, reactionary audio. Take a little break from reading for a moment. So what would you do if you just got let off your charges? You thought you were going to jail, and your lawyer got you off the charges, and you're about to leave the courthouse, but he says, "Hold on, you want to make a video with me real quick?" And then pulls out his phone, and you're like, I don't know, I guess. And then he proceeds to like just kind of make a video talking about your charges and what you've been through and the charges you got off. And then you see it later on TikTok. Well, like, how would you feel?
I would be mortified.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
But anyway, that's what this lawyer is doing on TikTok. Let y'all listen here.
We just had a great day in court, an amazing day in court. My client was charged with the DUI, and after some litigation, some law in motion, we convinced the court to allow my client a judicial diversion. So what that means is essentially, after we do some classes, we're going to come back to the court, and this case is going to be completely dismissed. How do you feel?
Great.
Awesome. What a great day. Amazing.
Thank you.
Of course.
Oh my god.
Now that was for a DUI. Like, if you're like drunk driving, wouldn't you not want like people to just be actively thinking about it and know about that?
Yeah.
Let alone know that you didn't like go to jail for
like,
it.
Like potential like employers and stuff like that. It's just not a good look to have on the internet.
Yeah. No, most definitely. Let me see if I can find another good one here. Let's see. Another DUI case.
Compton Courthouse with my great client here. We came to court today on a DUI case, and it turns out we got it reduced to reckless driving. DUI charges dismissed. How do you feel?
Wow, good job.
I'm feeling awesome, great. I could go about my day and feel relieved. Thanks
Great.
to this guy right here.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
Yeah. Well, that's his advertisement. I mean,
That's ridiculous. This one involves a car
David,
collision.
Tell me about what. All right, we're right out.
Oh, sorry, that's a different guy.
there's more than one guy doing this?
Well, it was on his page, so I don't know.
Yeah.
See what this one is.
Right outside of Torrance Courthouse. We're here today on a case that was actually two cases put together. Possession of meth for sales. He gets bailed out. 4 months later, gets caught for the same exact thing.
What?
I took this case with the intention of taking the case to jury trial, and we're going to try the case in April, but COVID happened, and we haven't been able to do that. This is the best deal I have ever seen in my entire career. After he does a sober living program, he will get a felony dismissed, and as if the case never happened. All right, and he's going to be able to live the rest of his life as if this never happened, and he'll have his life back. How do you feel?
Amazing. I got my life back. Dave's an amazing man. He saved my life. I couldn't ask for more, man. I couldn't ask for more at all. I'm very thankful. I feel blessed. Thanks, Dave.
Of course. Let's go.
Let's go.
We're right outside
What?
Torrance
Let's
Courthouse.
go.
I need to hear that again, because that was a
We're here
lot.
on a case that was actually two cases put together. Possession of meth for sales.
Possession of meth
Gets
for
bailed
sales.
out.
Bailed
4 months
out.
later, gets caught for the same exact thing. And I took this case with the intention of taking the case to jury trial, and we're going to try the case in April, but COVID happened, and we haven't been able to do that. This is the best deal I have ever seen in my entire career. After he does a sober living program, he will get a felony dismissed, and as if the case never happened. All right, and he's going to be able to live the rest of his life as if this never happened, and he'll have his life back. How do you feel?
Amazing. I got my life back. Dave's an amazing man. He saved my life.
Wow.
I couldn't ask for more, man. I couldn't ask for more at all.
What a good lawyer.
These are all just paid actors.
I really wonder, but I don't know, man. They
No,
all
it's
look like
probably
they're right
legit.
outside of the courthouse. Let's see what this one sounds
Tried to
like.
give me 2 felonies with like a whole shitload of time and everything. And we got
Oh
to
my
drop down to a
God.
misdemeanor after a whole year of working his ass off. Misdemeanor, no drama, no bullshit. We're good. And a
Nothing
year from
at
now,
all, huh?
nothing at all. And a year from now, it's going to be expunged.
How you
no
feeling?
misdemeanor. I feel fucking awesome.
2
Okay,
felonies
that's the
reduced to
man.
1
Now we got to get the
misdemeanor.
license straight.
Wow.
It's gonna be
All
expunged.
right, we're right outside.
Now that's wild.
Dave really needs to stop using and selling drugs.
Oh, the one dude.
Yeah. I hope you stopped after you got out of your little assisted living, Dave.
Yeah, I hope he did, honestly. I really do. Because he's wilding out. He got caught for it, went back for it. He's out for it. Hopefully he don't go back for it again. That's crazy. This guy's TikTok is Panned P Firm 2.0, by the way. I was on his Instagram, now I'm on his TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I see.
I'm gonna go to his top pinned, or his first pinned one, see what it sounds like.
All right, we're right outside of court in downtown LA with my great client here.
Domestic.
It was falsely alleged against him that he committed domestic violence against the mother of his child on one day, and it was also falsely alleged again that he did it 2.5 months later. This was 2 domestic violence cases consolidated into one, and we just resolved the case. What did we resolve it for? What was the conviction?
Trespassing.
Trespassing. We were fighting this case for about 7 to 8 months. We announced ready for trial on this case. We were ready to go forward and beat the charges, and I'm pleased to announce that once he's done with probation, it's going to be gone off his record once we expunge it. How you feel?
Feel great. Appreciate you.
Let's go.
A little let's go.
I know,
mean,
that's what I was saying. Let's go.
That's crazy. I don't
Yeah.
know what he would have got for
All right,
that,
we're right outside of
but
court.
at
Yeah, like,
least
I don't know the situation.
at least he got trespassed and can't go back, because it sounds like he's at least a violent person who trespassed with violent intentions or something.
Yeah, they should definitely not be in the same room together.
Yeah, but I can't say, I don't know what all happened, so I can't say what he even deserved, but
Right.
that's interesting. That's still interesting.
All right.
Third time
outside of
DUI.
Cucamonga Courthouse with
Third
my amazing client. We're here on a 3rd-time DUI case that we totally crushed. There's a mandatory minimum of 120 days county jail for this kind of case. They offered us 310 days jail on this case, and
Dang.
they weren't budget. But today we got no jail. No jail at all.
No jail.
Case
Zero.
closed,
Zero.
0 jail. Aren't you happy you forgot to bring your toothbrush?
Yes, I'm really glad I didn't need a toothbrush.
We don't need it.
No, we're good.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. I
Let's
appreciate
go.
you 100%.
His face when he says that too, he's like, "Let's go."
Now I know she still had to have gotten her license taken.
Yeah, like
Like,
okay,
I
no
hope-
jail time, but what happened?
Yeah,
sis?
I know she still got her license taken or suspended, but jeez, that's 3rd time DUI, no jail, huh?
It's like no jail, but you don't have a license.
All right,
for
we're
3
right-
years.
Right.
Outside of Van Nuys Courthouse, I got my
Second
great
time
client
DUI
here.
plus
He was
car
charged with
accident.
The 2nd-time DUI.
Wow.
He admittedly overdosed on multiple different drugs that night. It caused a drug-induced psychosis.
What?
He crashed with 2
Admittedly.
other cars on
Two
the
other cars.
freeway and flipped over a few times. Luckily, everyone
Flipped?
made it out all right.
Homie, you putting other people's lives
the fire
in danger.
department came with the police, used the jaws of life, dragged him out of the car, and he started fighting with them.
Oh my
He tried
God.
resisting
You're gonna
arrest
tell me this guy got
also.
no jail or something.
Stop. No jail.
And
Let's
we're
go.
pleased to announce that he's getting out of this with just a reckless driving, 1 year of probation, not 5 years that is normally given in a 2nd-time DUI. And most importantly, he's really changed his life around. He put himself in rehab immediately after this happened. He's been in for 9 months. He does meetings every single day, and he's really turned his life around. How you feeling?
I feeling great. Thank you so much.
So he's really about to get no jail and just
No
like
jail.
probation, and he's almost done with probation. Basically, that's crazy. He fought with the firefighters.
Yeah.
He fought them. He flipped his car, and they got him out. And then he started fighting them. That's like so insane. I almost don't believe that's real. But
Yeah.
like I don't know.
But he's a changed man.
But he's a changed man.
I mean, I really hope he is. Hope he's happy and thriving.
Listen to one more of these.
All right, we're right outside of court. We got an excellent result today on a DUI case. My great client here caused a traffic
What is
accident
DUIs?
with
Yeah.
a few parked cars. He was eventually found to have double the legal limit of blood alcohol. At first, he refused doing the alcohol test, so the police had to get a warrant to force a blood draw. So we came to court, and he was charged with enhancements for having such a high blood alcohol content, for refusing the blood alcohol test, and he was looking at losing his license for a year without the ability to even get a restricted license. I'm really happy to announce that today we got him an excellent deal, no enhancements, literally as low as you can go in terms of punishment for a DUI, and he's back to driving, and we're all good to go. How do you feel?
Feel great, man. Appreciate it.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That's just crazy because he hit cars. He hit multiple cars.
I would just like to say, he is giving us the nitty gritty. Like, he's telling us everything about these people's cases.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how would
Like,
you feel if your lawyer was just like,
everything.
"Hey,
Not just
since
like
I just got you
DUI,
off, let me get you on my TikTok." That's
like-
so embarrassing.
Yeah, like, this person did not want to do the breathalyzer test. Like, we really need to know that, dude?
Yeah.
That,
Yeah. No,
that's crazy.
yeah. I'd be hella embarrassed.
Seriously.
All right, I'm gonna pull up another Reddit thread here. Before I do that, you got anything planned for next week at all? Anything fun or any projects?
No, I'm gonna be hopefully doing some painting and more art on the tablet, though, so I'll be recording that and posting that.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. Gonna pull some weeds, I think, by the garage. Probably tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be like tomorrow.
Probably not nice, but
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm really getting sick of the weather.
Yeah, it's been off. Let's see here. Man, that truly has me truly buzzed.
Truly.
Nah. But let's see. I found one that is what has no reason to exist in 2022, but yet it does.
All right.
And
Let's hear it.
our first one is expensive funerals.
Seriously, you guys, can we just all be turned into like soil that we can put into like either potted plants or outside into a garden? Like,
Yeah, just like bury me in the backyard, for real.
yeah.
Just like put me in a purple suit and bury me in the backyard.
I just saw on TikTok like the company that does it like turns your remains into compost, basically into soil. It's just like a bag of soil that the family gets back, and they can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That's what my mom wants. She's told me. So
Keep it simple. Yeah, expensive funerals. Things of the past. Or at least soon it will be, hopefully.
yeah.
About to open. Alright.
'Cause do
Man,
we
I
really
did
have
open it.
room
I opened
for
it with one
everyone
hand.
to be buried somewhere? Room for that? I feel like we don't have the room for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really get how that works. Because, like, you do see cemeteries that are, like, half full, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like every cemetery you see is, like, packed full. It's like, where do they go? It's like, no, I guess there is still room. But it's like, you know what? Does that just mean more people are being cremated? It probably
Yeah.
does.
Well, and now people are not having a choice but to have kids. So that means the population's going to be going up, and that's going to mean more funerals.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. Another one here. Well, yeah, uploading your resume, then manually filing out all the same information on a separate page when applying for a job. That is pretty ridiculous, and I have noticed that. You can, like, yeah, sometimes you have to do both, and it's just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I work in an Amazon warehouse. The other day, I shipped out a 2019 wall calendar. I have no idea who needs this. I mean, yeah, it's somebody. Yeah,
What?
like, are they being? And that's even more
Was it an
concerning if they're
accident?
still being made somewhere. Like, what would that even? That reminds me of like when I found this originally. I thought chalkboards, because like, I mean, obviously, like a lot of schools like were replacing chalkboards when we were in school, so like most of them don't have them now, or like they're
Yeah.
not getting them. But like, you know, there's still some company out there making chalkboards and like putting them out, and people are buying them on Amazon or something. And that's just like
Yeah.
gross. I don't like chalkboards. I think that's
No.
disgusting. I think chalk is disgusting, and I think that that's just gross.
What about
so.
chalk art that is on like the street or sidewalk that people do that looks like super realistic and detailed?
Yeah, I guess it's more like the combination of the chalk and the chalkboard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It does give me the heebie-jeebies.
I can deal with sidewalk chalk, but yeah,
And-
like even thinking about it kind of gives me
in
the
preschool when you
goosebumps.
had the little sponge that you had to like get wet, and like that was what you used to erase your chalk cursive. Did you have to do that
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
when you were like doing cursive on the blackboards in like school, and then they gave you like a little sponge that you would like get wet, and you would use that to like erase the chalk.
Oh yeah, I mean sometimes. I kind of know what you're
that.
talking about. But yeah,
Fingers
I don't
get
like
chalky.
them at all. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't. If they're still being made, then like that is disgusting. I don't. You need to stop that.
You guys need to knock that off.
Yeah, for real. But let's see here. Oh, no reason to exist in 2022. Poor internet connection. Amen. Not believing men when they say they have been sexually assaulted or are worded. Man, that's definitely got to be a thing of the past, I would say.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob on the beats for the background music. I need to get some more beats from him. I'm gonna have him on here soon too, hopefully for y'all. Anyway, I'm not really seeing anything else on this thread. Do you have any good, like, would you rather type questions or anything like that that you want to, like, go over before we finish up?
I don't really have. I didn't really think of any. I don't really have any good would you rather questions.
Do you want?
Off the top of my head.
Can't think of any.
No, I'm too drunk.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm trying to find a good Reddit.
Oh, yeah, it's all good. I'll just play an audio Reddit or Ask Reddit.
That the phrase mint condition mean. What really obvious?
So what really obvious thing have you only just realized? r/Ask Reddit.
Thing have you only just realized? That when I was a kid and my dad would take me to the video store on Friday nights and he would go into the back room where only adults were allowed, that he was looking at porn. That the phrase.
At least he took you with him, I guess, and didn't just like leave you with some random person. But yeah, yeah, that's kind of sad. I guess that's one of those things that don't exist in 2022 anymore.
Because it's the condition coins leave them in. On Friday nights and he would go into the back room where only adults were allowed. That the phrase mint condition means like new. Because it's the condition coins leave them in. Wow, I always thought it meant mint condition. Because mint makes you feel fresh. I was been around 11 to 12 years old when I realized that in order of appearance during the end credits of movie doesn't list the actors/actresses by who is the most good looking.
Oh my gosh.
I learned a couple years ago that it's not the mayor of bad news, it's actually the bearer of bad news. I'm 25. Cilantro and coriander are the same
Bad
plants.
news bear.
One time I was at a restaurant with a friend, sharing salsa and chips. I commented that the salsa had a very strong cilantro flavor, and she commented she couldn't taste anything other than coriander. We debated the issue for a few minutes, in disbelief that the other person was tasting something completely different, and couldn't pick up on the taste the other thought was prominent. When I saw coriander seeds at the store a few weeks later, I bought them to see what taste she had been talking about. And then the truth clicked. I mean, at least you guys weren't arguing about how the salsa does or doesn't taste like soap. Definitely cold bean worse. I only just today realized that the walk the plank on a boat is not a special edition pirates added to their ships as a means of public execution that looked like a little wooden diving board. It is, in fact, the very same plank as the gangplank you'd normally use to get on and off of the ship. It is not the presence of the plank that is threatening, but the absence of dock. Until recently I also thought that, despite the obvious name, being keelhauled meant you were just thrown off the boat and left behind. I didn't realize they tied you to a line, threw you off, and dragged you under the ship's keel. Shout out to our Storm's Keelhauled 4 Mile 8 education. For extra gruesome information on that front, the bottom of a ship is almost always covered in barnacles and other small shellfish with extremely sharp shells, so keel hauling someone would usually cut them to ribbons on the bottom of the ship. That you have to add a can of water to Campbell soup. Apparently I've been drinking straight condensed soup. Don't let people lie to you. Eat it straight from the can. The first time I
eat it straight from the can.
Straight from the tap. That's fine.
Visited the USA, I was on my own and in New York and going to all the museums. I kept seeing signs that said no strollers and thought, because we call strollers prams in the UK, that you guys are super strict about the proper amount of attention required to visit a museum. I actually pretended to show more interest than I had and ought not to be thought of some deadbeat out for a casual stroll. It wasn't until about day 3 that—
Alright, I'm gonna switch it up. This one is, what are some simple yet disturbing facts?
If you live in a major city, there is a nuke aimed at you. I live on the outskirts of a city in the top 100 American targets.
If you live in a major city, there's a nuke aimed at you. I guess.
When Putin said to get them ready, anything smaller than the largest theoretical nuke ever designed, never built, puts me squarely in the everything will be on fire. But you'll probably survive the initial blast with severe burns if you're inside when it happens. So that was a fun night. There are people currently trapped or kidnapped, living in someone's house. They could be right next door and you'd have no idea.
Bro,
I'm scared.
With a dark secret. I work in Childbirth. One of my co-workers discovered a situation like this when she was younger and just started babysitting.
Oh my
This
God.
middle-aged lady had a young immigrant girl tied up in her house for years. This lady used to babysit my co-worker. Her family was on very friendly terms with her.
Whoa.
I'm scared this is happening at my neighbor's house. Since I started working from home, I have heard him yelling all day. He sounds furious. At first, I thought it might be a domestic violence situation. But when I thought about it, I have never seen another person walk into his house in the 2 years I have lived there. So then I thought maybe he had anger control issues or maybe some sort of schizophrenia. Then one day I wondered if he had someone trapped in there.
Oh my gosh.
Despite literally all war propaganda from every country saying otherwise, you are not going to make an individual impact in glorious battle and die valiantly in a hail of bullets. Statistically, you are overwhelmingly more likely to be killed by an explosive device launched miles away by a vehicle you will never see, long before you ever get a chance to pull the trigger.
Alright.
Egyptian mummies wouldn't be so rare today if the Victorian British hadn't eaten most of them.
What?
If you have a parasite in your
they ate
body,
the mummies.
there's
They
only
ate
a
'em?
slim
That's
chance
crazy.
you'll know about it before it pops out of your skin or leaves through the back door. Also, some parasites pop out of skin. I didn't know I had a tapeworm until it started trying to eat its way into my stomach from the intestine side. I'd gotten back to the States from living in the Amazon for a year, and about 3 weeks after I got back, I started having excruciating abdominal pain, like something stabbing or biting me on the inside. I'd had giardia already on that trip, so I figured it was probably another parasite of some kind. The pill they give for it is strong, but won't do any damage if you take it no more than once every 6 months. The first doc didn't believe me and accused me of wanting an antiparasitic pill to abuse for the fun of it. This same pill in Brazil was basically free at any pharmacy. All you had to
What?
do was ask for it, and the
Free at any
pharmacist would give
pharmacy
you
in
one.
Brazil.
No prescription needed.
That's-
The pain continued, so I went to an urgent care, where I got the same treatment. No scans or anything, just not believing me. And finally it was my family dentist who wrote me the script, so I could go get the $8 pill to flush whatever it was out. Well, the whatever it was actually 14 sections of 6-inch to 1.5 feet in length tapeworm.
Oh my
Ew.
god.
Over the next 36 hours.
What?
Effing hell was that the worst. I don't even know why I'm sharing all this right now.
I don't either. I
You
don't
have no
know.
way of really knowing if everyone experiences reality and consciousness the same way you do.
Do you
Well,
guys?
duh.
I'm
Do
friends
you?
with a professor of soil ecology here in the Midwest. She says that if we don't change our current farming practices, much of the Midwest soil will be infertile with 1 to 2 generations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can condition
Yeah.
someone with zero personal or family history of mental illness into having some very severe mental illnesses within about a week. Moving back the start time for school in an area resulted in 7 into having some very severe illnesses. Much of the Midwest soil will be infertile with 1 to 2 generations. You can condition someone with zero personal or family history of mental illness into having some very severe mental illnesses within about a week. Moving back the start time for
You can
school in an
convince
area
people into having-
resulted in
yeah.
70% less car accidents. Similarly, at each daylight saving, heart attacks and accidents decrease with an hour of extra sleep and increase with an hour less of sleep. Sleep is crazy important. I believe it. Our school district switched start times this.
Yeah, I think that's enough of those for now.
Um,
Anyway, I'm not sure even how long we've been recording, but we'll probably call it a night. I appreciate you guys for joining us, though, and like and subscribe, and make sure to keep an eye out for the next one. We're gonna have something coming out in the next couple of days. Another podcast probably in the next week or two.
Sure.
Either the same setting or maybe a different one. So just keep an eye out for that, and have a good night.